Greetings everyone. Well, it's closer look time again on the Multimedia Chronicles, and today we're going to be checking out the Stunt Man from Transmission, which is a label that distributes through Radiance Films in the UK. So this is a nice new limited edition box set edition of the classic 80s cult film, and that's what we're going to take a look at today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. So I first saw this film when it was relatively new, I guess when it was on pay TV. I think my mom had recorded it and we watched it one night, and they were my parents were really keen to see it because it also co-stars Peter O'Toole, who they were familiar with from his career throughout the 60s and 70s, but I had never really seen before. So to me, Peter O'Toole was that British guy who always played characters that were drunk. So I remember this, and there was another movie called My Favorite Year, which, well, he's basically drunk in the whole thing. Well, acting drunk anyway. Maybe he was actually drunk, I don't know. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I remember this movie getting a lot of critical acclaim when it came out. It was actually pretty highly regarded, and it's a very meta kind of thing where the line between reality and, well, not reality gets blurred over the course of it. And it's also a movie very much about making movies and stuff like that. So there's a lot of interesting elements to it that I'm sure were completely lost to me at the time because I was far too young to appreciate it. Now, that said, it's been kind of an obscure one to find on home media. There was a DVD release many moons ago. I think there might have been a Blu-ray release or two, but they never crossed my path, so I just never picked it up. So when I saw that Transmission had put out this snazzy deluxe box set edition, I thought, okay, it's finally time to properly check out the Stunt Man. But first, I gotta open it up. Yeah, I waited until we did this closer look to open it up so we could do a little unboxing together as well. Let's do it like that maybe, and you can see a little better. So let's open it up and we'll check it out. So Transmission is a fairly new label. They've only done about maybe a dozen or so releases, if even that. They have another one coming out in a few months of Nadia. Here, Nadia. Yeah, you remember Nadia? I did a review of it a few Halloweens ago. Wonderful take on the Daughter of Dracula story. Kind of an indie film. Anyway, we'll talk about that more when that edition comes in. So here we go. So very nice matte finish on the case. Yeah, and then this is, it's not a backing per se, it's actually kind of like an obi strip. Just take that off, and there we go. You can get a nice look at the cover art. Very beautiful. This is part of the original poster art. Maybe I can pull up the poster here for you. Yeah, here, we'll do a little side by side. So there's the poster next to the box art. There we go. I should mention also as an aside, I remember in the early days of YouTube, there was a short film that somebody had done called Borrow. And what Borrow was, is it was kind of inspired by Quentin Tarantino's style of script writing, very dialogue-oriented. You know, the whole idea that, well, you shouldn't have just talking heads unless they're saying something interesting. So it was all about having interesting dialogue. And I remember really liking that one a lot. And the reason I mention it is because the key plot point of that was the main character had lent his friend his DVD of the Stunt Man. And then he went to get his DVD back from his friend and found out that his friend had lent it to somebody else that he didn't even know. So they had to go to this other guy's place to try to get his DVD, and he was like, how could you do that? You know, you need someone lends you something, it's a sacred trust, and you violated that, and blah, blah, blah. So they go to this other guy's place to get the DVD back, and he is just like such a character, just this really weird, creepy, strange guy. And anyway, I loved that short film, and I guess he privated it or deleted it off YouTube because I haven't been able to find it since. I just wanted to leave a comment on the video saying, hey dude, I got the Stunt Man. Anyway, there's your personal anecdote for this one. So let's slide all the goodies out here and see what we got. So this stars Steve Railsback and Peter O'Toole. And there we go. Peter O'Toole plays the director character who drives the Steve Railsback character to the brink of madness. Very cool. I'll read the back here for you in a little bit and we'll get an idea of what it's all about. And we have more artwork. Very cool. Loving all the alternate covers here. And there we go. Crack it open. So we got a DVD and or DVD. Sorry, I said the D word. We got a Blu-ray and a 4K. And there we go. So I'm assuming the contents are the same on both. A lot of releases will just kind of give you both. But usually the movie, it'll just be the movie and maybe a commentary or something on the 4K, and then most of the extras will be on the Blu-ray. But let's put this all back together here. And then, what else do we have? We have a selection of art cards, which we'll take a look at in a moment, and a book, which we will also take a look at in a moment. But first, what is the movie about? Here, why don't you look at the nice snazzy slipcover. Actually, no, because the the slipcover has the description. This is interesting. I don't usually see this. The slipcover has the description of the film, and the keep case has the extras listed on it. So why don't you look at the keep case here, and actually I'll put that next to the lovely slip box, and I'll just read the back here to you real quick. So, the Stunt Man. Cameron, Steve Railsback, who some of you may know from Life Force, is a man who finds himself unmoored from American life. Recently returned from Vietnam, he is now a drifter on the run from the law. While evading police, he stumbles upon the filming of a World War I movie helmed by the megalomaniacal Eli Cross. Peter O'Toole, of course, from Lawrence of Arabia. I should mention, yes, as most of you will know, I'm a huge fan of Lawrence of Arabia now, so I know that Peter O'Toole is more than just that constantly drunk guy. just to clarify there, I love Peter O'Toole. When Cameron discovers that he bears a striking resemblance to the lead actor, he hatches a plan to hide from his potential captors by disguising himself as a stunt double and agreeing to perform a series of increasingly dangerous stunts. But nothing is what it first seems on an Eli Cross set, and as illusion and reality start to bleed into one another, Cameron finds himself locked in a battle of wits with a possibly insane genius and in danger of becoming unmoored not just from society, but from reality itself. Newly restored in 4K, The Stunt Man was a critical smash that suffered from distribution issues on its original release in 1980. It was nevertheless nominated for 3 Academy Awards, including Best Director for Richard Rush, and has earned a reputation as one of the most beloved cult films of all time. And there you go. I should mention, also guest stars Barbara Hershey. Yeah, the lovely Barbara Hershey. Now, we'll look over here. You look at the lovely slipcover, and we'll just go over the extras. So we have a feature-length making of The Sinister Saga of Making the Stunt Man, directed by Richard Rush in 2001. Oh, by the director himself. Very cool. A new commentary with Christina Newland and Monica Castillo. An archival cast and crew commentary with Richard Rush, Peter O'Toole, and more. Oh, man. That's rare to actually have, I'm guessing it's probably interview footage or clips, but very cool to have a commentary with Peter O'Toole on it nonetheless. Never-before-seen interview with Chuck Bale, archival interviews with Richard Rush, Peter O'Toole, Steve Railsback, Alex Rocco, and Barbara Hershey, and a filmed Q&A from the New Beverly Cinema, deleted scenes, and the original trailer. Very cool. And I do notice it has both a, hold on, there we go, a 5.1 surround mix and the original one-channel audio, mono mix. So, very cool. All right, so what do we have in the goodies? Let's take a look here. So let's take a look at the booklet here first. So nice square-bound book. Is that big enough for it to get a lock on it? No, it doesn't want to focus on that. Anyway, that's fine. So here we go. So yeah, so as I say, Transmission, brand new label, and they already seem to be knocking it out of the park with these lovely additions. Very nice indeed. Look at all the advertising. But yeah, very cool. Just see if we get some photos here. There we go. Sorry, the gloss is... There we go. That's a little better. I do have my lights angled to try to minimize the glare, but sometimes some of these glossier things can catch it anyway. So we got another interview. So lots of stuff with the director on here, which is great. But yeah, just reading the description now as an adult who has seen a lot more films than I had when I was, 10. I'm definitely looking forward to diving into this one. This sounds like a really fun one. And Steve Railsback, I've seen him many things. I remember he was in an early episode of the X-Files, actually. But yeah, he's terrific. He's very good at playing those characters who are very driven to the brink of madness, And then we have, of course, a poster. Doesn't look like it's a double-sided poster, but okay, it's actually like a reproduction of like a UK quad poster kind of thing. There we go, Stunt Man. Come on, focus. There we go. Focus is a little confused. But if God could do the tricks we do, we can. If God could do the tricks that we can do, He'd be a happy man. There you go. And then finally, we have a whole bunch of lobby cards. So let's see if we can. Oh, this is really, really tight. I think we're just gonna snap this. Yeah, it's actually. We're just gonna snap this right off because it's way too tight. Normally I try to keep the belts intact, but sometimes that's just not an option. And there we go. Oh, quite thick actually. Nothing on the back. And there we go. So very nice little package there. Boy, strapping young Steve Railsback as well, eh? I've mostly seen his later stuff, like mid-'80s, early '90s. But yeah, he's a terrific actor. I always really liked him. And there we are, the beautiful Barbara Hershey. Very nice. Yeah. And I love these kinds of meta movies about making movies, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Been quite a number of them over the years. FX was one that I enjoyed. I think that's, yeah, we've cycled around. And there's been quite a few others. I'd have to rack my brains for a bit to think of some more examples for you. But FX, there you go. All right. And that, folks, is that. That is the new 4K and Blu-ray edition of The Stunt Man from Transmission. Now, I should mention it is a UK release with from a UK label. Oh shit! I just got. Try to get this tape off of here. It's a little sticky. Yeah, it's taking a bit of the... Oh, come on. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Look at that. Look at that. It's just rude. Come on. I want to show it so everybody can feel my pain. Yeah, it just ripped right off. That's annoying. Anyway, I wonder, well, maybe if I fold it like that, I think maybe we can, yeah, we can just slide it right in here. Now, is this a numbered edition? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't know how limited these are, but it doesn't say, sorry, I'm just curious if the Blu-ray is region locked. I know the 4K isn't, but let me just see if it says on the back here maybe. Oh, actually it says right there. Region A, B, and C. So there you go. So if you haven't gotten region free yet, you're good to go. Because normally if the Blu-ray or anything was... I'm actually going to put these cards... I'm just going to rearrange this a little bit differently. Maybe put the book there. Yeah, see, this is why I tend to keep the belt on, and the cards don't go flying around everywhere, right? And we'll put this in there. And then maybe, well, hold on. Feel my struggle. Embrace it. Enjoy it. There we go. Okay. So we do this. And there we go. Alright. Everything's nicely nicely packed in there. We're good to go. Even got the Obi strip in there. I try to keep, like with box sets, if there's a backing on the back of the set, I try to find a way to fit it into the set. Then it just keeps everything together, right? Especially if it's like a numbered limited edition or something and the number is on the backing. I know a few labels do that, so it's nice to be able to keep everything together. Anyway, ramble over. So that is the Stunt Man from Transmission, available through Radiance Films. I don't know how available this box set is, but I'm pretty sure there's a standard edition as well. So at the very least, you can get all the on-disc contents, of which there seem to be quite a wealth. Alrighty, folks, that is it from me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.